Board of Supervisors meeting to order. Please stand and pledge. Pledge allegiance
to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
This meeting was duly advertised in accordance with the second-class township code, printed in the LNP. What I'd like to do at this point is turn over the meeting for a reorganization to, we do not have a vice chairman, so we will defer that over to our secretary, who's next in line to go ahead and do that.
Yes, thank you, Mr. Chairman. That's one of the problems tonight. Vice Chairman's not here anymore, so I guess it falls on me for a brief moment or two. So at this moment, I will seek a nomination for Chairman of our Board of Supervisors.
So I make a motion to elect Romeo Carrasco as Chairman of the Board of Supervisors.
And I will second that. Hearing a motion in a second, all in favor say aye. 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 Opposed? So moved. This time I'll turn it back to you, Mr. Chairman, for 2022.
Thank you. Thank you, Joe. Okay. I will make a motion to elect Jeff Mitchell as our vice chairman for the Board of Supervisors. Do I hear a second?
I'll make a motion to nominate Renzo Benor as vice chairman of the Board of Supervisors.
And I will second that. So we have a motion and a second. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Motion passes. Okay. So I will make a motion to elect Jeffrey Mitchell as secretary for the Board of Supervisors.
I'll second that.
Okay, so we have a motion and a second. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Motion carries. Okay. I will make a motion to recognize the newly elected tax collector, Jill Cordan, as the newly elected township tax collector for a term ending on December 31st of 2025.
I'll second that.
So we have a motion and a second. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Aye. Motion carries. Okay. We need a motion for the auditor. So I will make a motion to recognize Joseph D. Cadango as the newly elected township auditor for the term ending on December 31st of 2027.
I'll second that.
So we have a motion and a second. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Motion carries. No oppositions. Motion carries.
And I will make a motion to recognize William Haverling as a newly elected township constable for the term ending 12/31/2027.
I'll second that.
Okay, so we have a motion and a second. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Opposed, none. Motion carries. I will make a motion to appoint Steve Brubaker as the treasurer and Lorenzo Benor as the assistant treasurer. Do we have a second? No second. Do we have any other motions?
I'll make a motion to appoint Jeff Mitchell as treasurer.
And I'll make a motion to appoint Lorenzo Benor as assistant treasurer.
Okay, motion and second. All in favor? Aye.
Aye.
Opposed, none, motion carries. Okay. As we had last year, I will make a motion to appoint myself as the Chief Administrative Officer for the Police and Non-Uniform Pension Plans, and Jeffrey Mitchell as the alternate Chief Administrative Officer for Police and Non-Uniform Pension Plans.
I'll second that.
So we have a motion and a second. All in favor?
Aye.
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 Opposed, none. Motion carries.
I'll make a motion to appoint Michael Hessian as Township Manager, Assistant Secretary, Open Records Officer, and PSAT's voting delegate, and designated user of Univest Bank and Ephrata National Bank.
And I will second that. Motion and second. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. No opposition, motion carries. I will make a motion to appoint Derek Kepley as the Township Police Officer. Sorry, Police Chief, excuse me.
I'll second that.
Let me reread that. Sorry. Of course, he's police officer.
He's smiling.
I'd like to make a motion to appoint Derek Kepley as the Township Police Chief.
I will second that.
Okay, motion and second. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Opposed, none, motion carries.
And I'd like to make a motion to appoint Lorenzo Benora as Township Police Commissioner.
I'd like to make a motion to appoint myself as the Township Police Commissioner.
I again would like to make a motion to appoint Lorenzo Benora as Police Commissioner.
I'll second that.
Okay, motion and second. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Opposed, none, motion carries. I'd like to make a motion to appoint Lorenzo Benora as the Act 172 Committee Representative.
I'll second that.
Motion and a second. All in favor?
Aye.
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 No opposition, motion carries.
I'd like to make a motion to appoint Don Miller as Planning Commission member for a term that expires December 31st of 2025.
I will second that.
Okay, we have a motion and a second. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. No opposition, motion carries. Which one we get to?
Number 8.
Yeah, I just lost track, sorry.
Number 8.
Okay.
Second page.
We have a motion for the planning commission. Okay, you want to defer that one?
Can we table that one?
You want to, yeah, we can table that.
Okay.
Yeah. Is that okay with
Yeah.
you? Yes.
Make the motion.
Yeah,
No. Well, does that need a motion?
you don't need a motion for a table, we can table that. Okay, just for clarification, why to table it for
I would like
the
to,
public?
I would like to table that motion for the planning commission, just so I can kind of get to know the rest of the candidates a little better prior to appointing to a 4-year term.
Okay,
Is that okay?
yep, yeah, no problem.
Thank you.
So that one we will table.
Thank you.
And again, the appointments, for clarification for the public, the appointments does not mean a specific individual is in place for the next 12 months, no matter what. We can change an appointment at any time throughout the year as an example, because heaven forbid someone were to pass away, or someone moves out of town, or they get relocated from a job and they leave. So we can table that, that's not a problem.
Thank you.
Okay, thank you. Okay,
I'd like to make a motion to appoint Tara Erkinger as rec board member for a term that expires December 31st of 2026.
and I will second that. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Motion carries, no opposition. Okay.
I'd like to make a motion to appoint Lorraine Culp to fill the vacant term on the rec board, which term expires on December 31st of 2022.
And I will second that. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Motion carries. Okay. I will make a motion to appoint Gabriel Dunn to fill the vacant term on the rec board, which expires on December 31st of 2023.
I will second that.
We have a motion and a second. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Opposed, none, motion carries. Okay. I will make a motion to appoint Dave Lutz and Ray Wolf as authority board members with the East Cocalico Township Water and Sewer Authority for a term expiring on December 31st of 2026.
And I will second that.
So we have a motion and a second. All in favor?
Aye. Zoning hearing board solicitor and Anthony Shimonek as the zoning hearing board solicitor alternate.
I will second that. So we have a motion and a second. All in favor? Aye. Motion carries.
And I'll make a motion to appoint Kurt Russell as zoning hearing board member for a term that expires December 31st of 2024.
I'll second that.
Okay, we have a motion and a second. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Motion carries. And I will make a motion to appoint Matthew J. Prem Jr. Esquire as Transportation Impact Fee Special Solicitor.
I'll second that.
So we have a motion and a second. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Motion carries. Next one.
I make a motion to appoint Michael Hessian as Transportation Impact Fee Advisor.
And I will second that. So we have a motion and a second. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Motion carries.
And I'll make a motion to appoint Nicholas and Hohenadel, consisting of Ed Brown and Matt Krem, as East Cocalico Township solicitors.
I will second that.
Okay, we have a motion and a second. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Okay, motion carries. I will make a motion to appoint Eckert, Siemens, Sharin, and Marwat LLC, consisting of Michael McAuliffe Miller Esquire as the labor solicitor.
I will second that.
So we have a motion and a second. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Motion carries. Okay. We'll do the next one.
Motion to appoint Associated Building Inspections Incorporated, consisting of Eddie Patton as the zoning code enforcement officer and stormwater enforcement officer, and Sharon Young as the alternate zoning and code enforcement officer.
And I will second that. Motion and second. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Motion carries.
I will make a motion to appoint Associated Building Inspection Incorporated, consisting of Eddie Patton as the property maintenance codes, alarm ordinance enforcement, and permit official.
I'll second that.
Motion and a second. All in favor?
Aye.
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 Motion carries. I will make a motion to appoint Ken McCray as the storm water enforcement officer, and Becker Engineering LLC, consisting of Brett E. Lead, PE, as the alternate stormwater enforcement
I'll
officer.
second that.
Motion and a second. All in favor? Aye. Motion carries.
I'll make a motion to appoint Ken McCray as Stormwater Management and Earth Disturbance Ordinance Enforcement Officer.
And I will second that. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Motion carries.
And I'll also make a motion to appoint Mike LaSala as MS4 Engineering Consultant.
I will second that.
We have a motion and a second. All in favor? Motion carries. I will make a motion to appoint Becker Engineering LLC, consisting of Brett E. Lee, P.E., and Casey Kirshner, as the land planning engineer and alternate lead transportation impact fee consultant. We have a second.
I'll second that.
Motion and a second. All in favor?
Aye.
Motion carries.
I make a motion to appoint John Schick of Ritu Engineering as a transportation engineer, transportation impact fee consultant, and alternate land planning engineer.
I'll second that.
Okay, we have a motion and a second. All in favor?
Aye.
Motion carries.
I'll make a motion to appoint Commonwealth Code Inspection Service Incorporated as the East Cocalico Township Construction Code official to administer and enforce the UCC, and Andrew Nelson, the building code official.
And I will second that. All in favor?
Aye.
Motion carries. I will make a motion to appoint Ephrata National Bank as the depository for township funds.
And I will second that motion.
We have a motion second. All in favor?
Aye.
I will make a motion to appoint Univest Bank and Trust Company as depository for township funds.
I will second that.
Motion second. All in favor?
Aye.
I will make a motion to appoint Harvey Awkey as the fire official.
I will second that.
So we have a motion and a second. All in favor?
Aye.
I will make a motion to appoint Scott Awkey as emergency management coordinator and Chad Weaver as assistant emergency management coordinator.
I'll second that.
So we have a motion and a second. All in favor?
Aye. I'll make a motion to appoint Technicon Enterprises as sewage enforcement officer and Dale L. Highs alternate sewage enforcement officer.
I will second that. Motion and a second. All in favor?
Aye.
Motion carries.
I'll make a motion to appoint Judith Loomis and Michael Hessian and the Board of Supervisors as the designated users with Univest Bank and Trust Company.
I will second that. Motion and second. All in favor?
Aye.
Motion carries. I will make a motion to appoint Judith Loomis as the Township Financial Administrator and CDL Coordinator.
I'll second that.
Motion and a second. All in favor?
Aye.
Motion carries.
I'll make a motion to appoint Sharon Young as Director of Community Development.
I will second that. We have a motion and a second. All in favor?
Aye.
Motion carries. I will make a motion to appoint Lisa A. Kashner as the Township Recording Secretary and Notary for the Township.
I'll second that.
We have a motion and a second. All in favor?
Aye.
Motion carries. I will make a motion to appoint Cheryl Tapia as the Township Human Resource Coordinator and Administrative Assistant, HIPAA Compliance Officer, and HR Benefits Administrator.
I'll second that.
Motion and a second. All in favor?
Aye.
Motion carries. I will make a motion to appoint Brett Hoffert as Township Roadmaster.
I'll second that.
Motion and a second. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Motion carries. I will make a motion to appoint Lorenzo Benura as the ECT intermunicipal group representative and Michael Hessian as the intermunicipal group alternate.
I'll second that.
Okay, we have a motion and a second. All in favor? Aye. Motion carries.
I'll make a motion to appoint Daniel J. Becker as East Cocalico Township Authority Chairman for a term expiring December 31st of 2022.
And I will second that. So we have a motion and a second. All in favor? Aye.
And I'll also make a motion to appoint Daniel J. Becker as East Cocalico Township Authority's intermunicipal group representative and Scott Carl Sr. as the alternate ECTA IMG representative for a term expiring December 31st, 2022.
And I will second that. All in favor? Aye. So both those motions carry.
Yes.
Okay. I will make a motion to appoint Carolyn Hildebrand as the Lancaster County Tax Collection Bureau Municipal Representative and Mike Hessian as alternate for the municipalities in the Cocalico Area School District on the Lancaster County Tax Collection Bureau for 2022.
I'll second that.
So we have a motion and a second. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Motion carries. I will make a motion to appoint Lorenzo Benura and Warren Peters as the Lancaster County Housing and Redevelopment Authority's Regional Advisory Council Steering Committee as township representatives.
I'll second that.
Okay, we have a motion and a second. All in favor?
Aye.
Motion carries. I will make a motion to appoint Lisa Kashner as recycling coordinator and Lorenzo Benura as assistant recycling coordinator.
I'll second that.
We have a motion and a second. All in favor? Aye. Motion carries. I will make a motion to appoint Lorenzo Benura as Pennsylvania State Association of Township Supervisors alternate voting delegate. We have a motion and a second. Do we have a second?
I'll second.
You'll second that. Thank you. Motion and a second. All in favor? Aye.
Aye.
Motion carries.
I make a motion to appoint the Zoe's House Rescue as the dog depository.
And I will second that. Motion and second, all in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
And
Motion carries.
excuse me.
Sorry.
And I'll make a motion to appoint Barry Weaver as the vacancy board member.
And I will second that. Motion and second, all in favor?
Aye.
Aye. A lot.
Mr. Chair,
Yes, sir.
excuse me. As much as I don't want to do it, do you need to appoint me again as the alternate right to know officer? Like we've done that in the past.
We have done that.
Yeah, let's do it.
So-
No
so you-
objection from the township. Yep. That makes sense.
Yeah, no,
that
we
makes
should have a second right to know officer in
Good
case
point.
Mike's out on vacation or he's not around.
For timing reasons.
Yeah, because when they come in, we have to respond. Yeah, you can make a motion. Sure.
So I make a motion to appoint Sharon Young as the alternate right to know officer.
And I will second that. Okay, we have a motion and a second.
Bleeding.
Motion is second. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Sorry, I'm
Okay, motion carries. Thank you, Chief, for reminding us of that. Okay, now that the organization part is complete, we can proceed with the rest of the meeting. There was, I do need to announce, there was one executive session that was held since our last meeting. There was an executive session that was held on December 30th. It was approximately 20-25 minutes long. It was for police contract personnel matters. Okay. That was December 30th. Okay. Okay, so past done actions. Like, do you want to do the other annual motions now?
I think we have them listed here on the ones with the resolution, you mean?
Yes.
Yeah, we have them listed under
Okay,
action
listed.
items, so.
Got it. Okay. So past meeting minutes for approval, gentlemen.
Yes, I've got a correction on page 7, down near the very bottom. There's a sentence there that ends in regarding a violation in regards to a meeting held without proper notification to Secretary Mitchell.
Where is that?
Page 7, right near the bottom,
Under public comment.
under public comment. Says regarding a violation in regards to a meeting held without proper notification to Secretary Mitchell. A meeting should be changed to an executive session.
Yep, agreed. Yep, I agree.
That's my only change.
Yep. Good catch.
So I guess we approve that with that change?
Yes.
Yep.
I'll second that.
With the change. Yep, agreed.
I'll second it with the change.
Anything else? I didn't have that.
I did not make a motion on that.
Oh, I'm sorry. I thought, see me.
Did you make a motion on that?
I made a motion.
I'm sorry, didn't hear that. You guys got
Sorry.
it. Got it confused.
It's a lot going on in the first meeting. All right, so let me do it this way. Let's formally do it. So I'll make the motion to approve the December 16th minutes with the correction that a meeting held is changed to executive session.
I'll second.
Okay, motion and second. All in favor?
Aye,
Aye. Motion carries.
thank you.
Okay. Action items, land planning engineer. Nobody for tonight. Okay, Mike, you're up with
Okay.
the CPA.
Yeah, we have on the board, a resolution 2022-01, the appointment of a certified public accountant to audit the books of the township for the fiscal year 2021. The resolution appoints the CPA firm of Mayer Dussel to audit all of our funds in 2021. The fee for this service in 2022 is projected to be $10,600. So there is a motion in front of the board to adopt resolution 2022-01, appointing Mayor Dussel as a certified public accountant to audit the accounts of East Cocalico Township for the fiscal year 2021.
Okay, wishes of the board.
That sounds pretty good.
Yes, I will make that motion as Mike has read that.
Yeah, and I will second that. So we have a motion and a second. Any comments, questions? All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Opposed, none, motion carries.
Okay. Next item is resolution 2022-02, which established a fee schedule in accordance with the requirements of the Pennsylvania Municipal Planning Code. This resolution establishes the fee schedule for professional consultants, which is billed to developers and applicants, and which then reimburses the township for those services. Includes the township land planning, which is Becker Engineering, township transportation, traffic and alternate land planning, Ratu, township solicitor Nicholas and Oenado, zoning hearing board solicitor E. Richard Young, and alternate Anthony Shimenek from Morgan, Hogan, Crosswell, and Kane. The ECT special counsel Michael Miller, and the MS4 stormwater consultant land studies. All the fee schedules were updated, as you saw in the packet. Lisa did reach out to everybody, got their 2022 numbers, so the board has in front of them a motion to approve resolution 2022-02 establishing a fee schedule in accordance with requirements of the Pennsylvania Municipalities Planning Code.
I'm sorry, go ahead, you can say it out loud.
This is my first meeting, so I'm sorry, I do have a few questions and whatnot, and I wanted to mention the world we live in nowadays, prices keep going up, and as I was reviewing all these documents in my email, most of them, if not all of them, actually stayed the same. So that's a positive thing, especially in 2022. So I for transparency purposes, I wanted you guys to know that, so that's good. So I make a motion to approve the average hourly rates.
Okay. So,
I'm sorry.
no, you can do it.
All right, so I make a motion to adopt resolution 2022-02, establishing East Cocalico Township's fee schedule in accordance with the requirements of the Pennsylvania Municipalities Planning Code.
I will second that. We have a motion and a second. Any questions or comments? Also, to add to Lorenzo's comments, the fee schedules are subject to right to know, so you can take a look at all the fee schedules for any of the engineers, the attorneys, any of the vendors that we have. Okay. Okay, so we have a motion and a second. All in favor? Aye. Opposed, none. Motion carries. Thank you.
Okay, our next item is resolution 2022-03, establishing the 2022 fee schedule for the township's primary sewage enforcement officer. Earlier tonight, the township and the reorganization part had appointed Technicon Enterprises, Inc. as the new sewage enforcement officer. With that, there is a new fee schedule which has been delineated in the resolution itself, which summarizes the cost for the services and the hourly rate of $65.50 per hour for all other SEO work. So since we have the appointment in place, we need to set that fee structure so that residents and property owners in the township will know what that cost will be if they engage the sewage enforcement officer. So included in your packet is a motion to adopt resolution 2022-03, establishing the 2022 fee schedule for the township's primary sewage enforcement officer.
And I will make that motion.
We have a motion, and I will second that. We have a motion and a second. Any questions, comments? So motion and a second. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Opposed, none. Motion carries.
Okay.
So that's 22, 3.
Next item is the mileage reimbursement rate for 2022. That's established as per the IRS mileage rate, which has increased from 56 cents in 2021 to 58.5 cents per mile effective January 1, 2022. I guess you do approve that, okay. So there is a motion, I don't know if that was just a recognition for the minutes, but there is a motion to approve the 2022 mileage reimbursement rate as set forth by the IRS in the amount of 58.5 cents per mile. And again, that also, as the year goes on, if that changes, then our rate changes accordingly.
Okay, I will make the motion, set the IRS mileage rate, set per the IRS mileage rate of 58.5 cents per mile effective January 1 of 2022.
I'll second that.
Give it a motion in a second. Any questions or comments? I'll make one comment to what Lorenzo said earlier about the costs. There you go on the mileage reimbursement rate just from the IRS in terms of what we're seeing cost-wise.
2.5 cents.
Yeah. Okay, we have a motion and a second. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Okay.
Motion carries.
Next item, 2022 haulers license agreements. The haulers license agreements are for the collection of certain regulated municipal waste and designated recycling materials. Township received 5 agreements with 1 pending, that's Purple Heart Disposal, and 1 hauler no longer has decided to provide services in the township, that's JBS Hauling. So the items that are pending is the hauler agreements with Eagle Disposal, Goods Disposal, Republic Services, Waste Industries, and Waste Management. And what's up for consideration is essentially a motion to approve the 2022 municipal waste hauler agreements with Eagle Disposal, Goods Disposal, Republic Services, Waste Industries, and Waste Management. And I guess once Purple Heart, if and when they do submit their information, then that will be presented to the board at a subsequent meeting.
Okay, I will make that motion as read by Michael.
I'll second that.
Okay, we have a motion and a second. Any comments or questions? Okay, motion second, no questions. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Opposed, none, motion carries.
Okay. The township was aware, we received a letter from the PA Attorney General, Josh Shapiro, summarizing the Commonwealth's decision to join a $26 billion settlement with 3 major drug distributors, AmerisourceBergen, Cardinal Health, and McKesson, along with Johnson & Johnson for their role in creating a national opioid crisis. The settlement is projected to bring up to $1.023 billion to the Commonwealth to address this crisis. These funds can be directed towards addressing the crisis, can be used for eligible programs, including treatment options, wraparound services for those seeking treatment, prevention efforts, warm handoffs, and EMS services. Some prevention items include media campaigns, drug take-back programs, engaging nonprofits and faith-based communities to provide support and prevention and support. Also, will be monies available for first responders, provision of wellness and support services for first responders and others who experience secondary trauma associated with the opioid-related emergency events. There's probably about 45 pages of potential projects. There's also quite some interaction with schools and maybe being able to partner with schools to help address this in the schools and with families who are dealing with it at the school. Municipalities with 10,000 people or more are eligible to participate and must decide whether to do so on or around January 2nd of this year. So we have included in the agenda, filled out the paperwork, registered the township, and now to make it official, a motion from the board to participate in the national settlements against distributors and Janssen, and to authorize the township manager just to register and execute all required documentation to participate in the settlements. Essentially what this is doing is allowing East Cocalico to make sure we have our position in that queue. If there is money available, that it will be eligible, we'll be eligible for it, and then we'll be able to use it in our community. So if it does come down and plays out that way, that's great. There's monies that we can put into our community to help make an effort. And if it doesn't, the only thing we did was spend the time here to try and put this together, so.
Mike, quick question, also for the public. I did not see anything in there in terms of a timeline or an estimated time horizon for the funds. Am I correct?
Right, there's nothing that I saw that had that.
Yeah, so,
There's still quite a bit, I think, that's remains to be sort of figured out, but really what the key is just this timeline, and we need to kind of make sure we put our hat in the ring to, if there is monies available, that we'll be eligible to receive those and then use them here in our community. So once approved, the board approves that motion. Actually, I have the forms signed and in an email, and they'll be sent out tonight when we break the meeting so that we have them down there as of the end of tonight.
Okay, so I will make a motion to participate in the national settlements against distributors and Janssen, and to authorize the township manager to register and execute all required documentation to participate in the settlements.
And I will second that.
Motion is second. Any questions? Motion second. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Opposed, none. Motion carries.
Next item, Reamstown Heights Stormwater Project. Earlier in the year, Ken had written a grant, and the township was awarded grant monies over $200,000 from the Community Development Block Grant monies to clean, televise, and then line stormwater pipes in the Reamstown Heights development. And the first part of that is essentially getting out and getting cost quotations to clean and televise them to see what those pipes look like so that we can proceed with the next phase of contracting to have the pipes lined. We developed a cost quotation, sent it out. The initial one included cleaning, televising, and a heavy cleaning line item. When we included the heavy cleaning line item, it drove the price really up further than what we could do by getting quotes. We would have had to bid it, and we weren't even quite sure if it was warranted. We were just trying to cover all of our bases. So we took a step back, talked with the engineer, redesigned the cost quotations and sent them out with the light cleaning and the televising. The goal of this is to have this company come in and get an idea of what these pipes look like. Obviously, if a pipe is deteriorated to the point that we can't line it, we don't want to include it in the bid to have it lined. We're going to have to replace it. If it's something that could be lined, we want to confirm it so that we get the best prices we can when we go to bid it. We did get 3 quotes back. Utility Services Group was the lowest one, $13,964.75. Mr. Rehab was second, $16,164. And Mobile Dredging and Pipe Video was third at $33,100. So what's in front of the board tonight is a motion to contract with Utility Services Group, Inc. to clean and televise the existing corrugated metal pipe, CMP, storm sewer lines in the Reamstown Heights subdivision at a total cost of $13,964.75 as per USG quote number 21416-1. These monies for this part will be paid out of the township's cash match to the grant. We're required to match the grant with about $40,000. So we do get some flexibility since we're using our money to do this as opposed to the federal money. And once awarded, we're going to hope to have the work completed by February so that we can then proceed with the next phase of getting these lines. Any questions about it? And if not, there's a motion to consider this contract with Utility Services Group, as I read, so that we can get this project moving.
I'm assuming the second quote was a light cleaning as well?
All 3 were the light cleaning ones.
It's a big difference from 13,000 to 30,000.
Yeah, 2 were close, 13.9, almost 14, and 16.1, so they were relatively close. And the mobile dredging one was obviously double that, more than double that.
And they clearly put it on the quote, light clean, as you guys see.
Okay, so what's the wishes of the board on that one?
It's a project that's been talked about for some time. We've got, just as a little background, there's metal stormwater pipes that have been buried in the ground for many, many years.
Old metal.
Yeah, there's deterioration happening. This is a way to determine how much deterioration is happening. And as Mike said, if replacement is needed in some spots. The relining project is actually where they heat up plastic pipe, they pull it through the existing pipe and expand it, and gives you basically a new pipe in the ground. It was going on 2 years ago. I witnessed a demonstration of that, and Ken actually has a piece of the expanded pipe there that he's holding up in the back. It's a really ingenious way of fixing a problem that's in the ground without digging it up. So, I've got my fingers crossed. Hopefully, when this cammering is done, most all of what's there will be able to be used with this slip piping idea. So, the sooner we get on this, the better. If there's anything salvageable, or if all of it's salvageable, like I said, I have my fingers crossed. So, did you make the motion? Okay, I will make the motion to move forward to contract with the Utility Services Group, Inc. to clean and towerize the existing corrugated metal pipe storm sewer lines in the Reamstown Heights subdivision at a total cost of $13,964.75 as per the USG quote number 21416-1, as Mike previously stated.
And I will second that. Any other comments or questions? I will add to what Jeff said, in the aspect of, unfortunately, this is part of the aging infrastructure, and some of the infrastructure we've had in the municipality that dates back to, Alan, help me out.
1970s.
The 70s for that neighborhood, right?
Before that even? Yeah.
Was it before that?
Yeah. It was like the 60s? Yeah.
So this is just part of the aging infrastructure over time. We got a lot out of it then. All right, so we have a motion and a second. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Opposed, none, motion carries. Thank you.
Okay, as per the discussion at the December 16th Board of Supervisors meeting, enclosed for what the board has are cost quotation for a 2022 Chevrolet Silverado 3500 HD four-wheel drive regular cab work truck, and a cost quotation for the Jomac, I hope I'm saying that right, utility bed, lift gate, strobe lights, and Western 9-foot straight blade snowplow. The cost for the truck is $34,890.83, CoStar's price, and the cost for the utility bed, lift gate, strobe lights, and snowplow totals $40,549.73. Total purchase price will be $75,440.56. As I indicated, the township, when we were putting the budget together, we had budgeted $65,000 in the 2022 budget. But the discussion that we had in December was the limited inventory, the delay, and what we were going to see. We talked a little bit about paint color and things like that. But the goal was to try and move forward to at least get us in the queue to have a truck ordered, and hopefully something that can arrive at some point this year. I do believe the Roadmaster Brett is on Zoom. Is that correct, Brett?
Yes, yep.
In case there are any questions that the board has that maybe I can't answer. So we do have, you have a copy of in your packets, the quote, and the motions have been broken into two because it's two contractors. One for consideration is the contract with Turner Chevrolet for the purchase of a 2022 Chevrolet Silverado 3500 HD CC four-wheel drive regular cab work truck at a cost of $34,890.83 as per the proposal dated December 14th, 2021. And the second is a motion to contract with MJR Equipment for the purchase and installation of a Jomac utility bed, lift gate, strobe lights, and Western 9-foot straight blade snowplow at a total cost of $40,549.73 as per quotation dated December 7th, 2021.
Mike,
Yep.
can you hear me? Hey, I would like to add, just with the Joe Mag utility box there for the truck, that is an aluminum body. It does come with a 10-year warranty. So I just wanted to kind of add that into the consideration for that style of a utility body. There is a different option, which is more of a standard utility body. It will save us about $7,000 to $8,000, he told me. But there again, that does not come with any kind of warranty. And with the longevity of these trucks and trying to keep these trucks nice over time, the warranty, the 10-year warranty is very nice to have.
Thank you.
Can I ask him a question?
Hey, Brett,
Yes, sir.
this is Lorenzo. How are you?
Good. How are you?
Good. Hey, question for you. On the $40,549
line from Joe Mack for
Yep.
utility. My wish would probably be to see another quote or two to compare it. I agree with you about the aluminum body, they last forever. But just for all these accessories, it's costing us more than the truck.
Right.
I don't know if, if we're spending this kind of money, if we ought to get a second option and a third option, compare apples to apples. I'm assuming that's a CoStar price too for the add-ons, or they
Yes,
don't-
that's all a CoStar's price. This is all through CoStar's.
Probably the same price.
Well, CoStar's been pre-selected and predetermined to give the best price to the municipalities. Yeah, that's part of the contract.
Okay.
That's correct.
Yeah, I look at this and,
Yeah, so.
Brad, it's nice to have aluminum body there. I'd like to see that, but you're basically 10,000 over budget there. You're spending more on all the accessories than you are on the truck. I would like to move forward and see the truck purchase just because of the availability and, but
Correct.
boy, I don't know if there isn't some better, options out there as far as the equipment goes. There's many different equipment dealers within half an hour or 45 minutes of us here that I don't know, maybe we should reevaluate a little bit.
Mike, do they have to be on CoStar's?
No, if you don't use CoStar's, then you have to, based on the cost, you'd have to bid it, or depending on how, what that's gonna break down. If it's at this cost, there'll be an extra cost to bid the project and all that. So the CoStar saves you from the bidding
Big
component.
advertising.
So they have to bid it.
Now, you can also, if there's others, and Brett, I don't know, have you used MJR before, or is this just, how did they come about?
I have used him and built a relationship when I worked at Manheim Township, and I have talked with them. That's who they order all their trucks through. That's who I've dealt with, and I have a working relationship with the salesman that I was talking to. There are most likely, obviously, other options. That's something I can definitely look into. It. My main concern and push for the truck issue as far as getting that ordered and getting that established, and then we can reevaluate the bed. And he told me when I spoke with him in regards to the bed and the Joe Mag bed, there are cheaper options. However, they don't obviously give the 10-year warranty. And I can look into some of those cheaper options, other options, and compare pricing and move forward. Hopefully next meeting with the bed, the utility bed.
And under CoStar's, we do also have the option of getting a cost and then seeing if someone would match it or be better than it through CoStar's as well. So
Yeah, right.
Go and actually do it. You could say, I got this from one vendor, and what would you be willing to present if we can get a better number for it? But yeah, the key there is we can still move ahead, get the truck. That's going to be the thing that's going to take us the longest, and then we work out those components, because we're not going to be able to do anything with that until the truck's ready to come in anyway. So
Absolutely. Yep. Correct.
It's in the two segments, right? One's a truck, the equipment, of course, is later. Okay.
Yes.
Going back to the truck, Brett, do you know, are they guaranteeing delivery in 2022?
He is guaranteeing delivery in 2022, but he does not have a time frame, and exactly when that will be is unknown.
Okay,
It won't be pink, right?
that's gonna be white.
It won't be pink.
No,
What we get, we
no,
get what we get.
all the factories put down is white. They can believe it, that's what they're
As long as they don't send a pink one, we're good.
doing.
No, this will be a white truck.
Good,
Yeah, 'cause that's what they're doing for what they can build.
easy.
All right, so you wanna do a motion on the first?
Well, I think, we ought to get that in the works, and that'll give us some time to research the rest of it.
So,
I make a motion to approve the contract with Turner Chevrolet for the purchase of a 2022 Chevrolet Silverado 3500 HD CC four-wheel drive regular cab work truck at a cost of $34,890.83 as per the proposal dated December 14th, 2021.
I will second that. Any other questions, comments? Okay, we have a motion and a second. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Opposed, none, motion carries. Right, so for the second part of this, how do you want to proceed? Do we go back to CoStars and say, here's what we have?
Yeah, I think let us get some other options and numbers back to you, and then we can take that action. We'll do
Yep.
that sort of internally.
So we'll formally table that one for now.
Okay?
Yep.
Good?
Great, thank you.
All right, and
Thank you, Brett.
Thank you, appreciate it.
then the last item is the Reamstown Community Pool Slide. We have a cost proposal from Ingham's Powder Coating to strip and recoat the stairs, railing, and platform for the water slide at the Reamstown Community Pool. This was one of the items that was identified during the follow-up inspection at the close of the 2021 season. We're seeing it's rusting, and the goal is for the road department to take the slide components, take them apart, take them to Ingham's to be powder coated. Once completed, the railing steps platform will be reinstalled all before the start of the 2022 pool season. We budgeted this money in the line item 45270-0. So we got an estimate as we were in the budget season, and this is maintaining that estimate. So we're just moving forward with what was approved in the budget. So looking to get this started, a motion to contract with Ingham's Powder Coating to strip and recoat the Reamstown Community Pool steps, railing, and platform at a cost of $3,500 as per proposal number P 2021-1005.
And the wishes of the board on that one.
So I'll make a motion to contract with Ingman's Powder Coating to strip and recoat the Reamstown Community Pool steps, railings, and platform at a cost of $3,500 as per the proposal P 2021-1005.
And I will second that. We have a motion and a second. Any questions?
Yeah, Mike, just as a idea here, was there any repair needed on that, or was it just take off and recoat?
I think primarily what we saw is that it was starting to rust and that coating was gone. So we were thinking that was going to be what was going to extend the life of those. So I don't believe we had a structural issue or your foot was going to go through anything. It was just a matter of making sure that it continued.
The railing, the railings.
I'm sorry, Alan.
Alan Fry, I'm sorry, I forget, I gotta tell my name. Alan Fry, the railing at the bottom of the one side was pretty well deteriorated, so that may have to be welded and stuff.
It might need to be a little bit of repair work.
Yeah, there was nothing in when they gave the proposal, but Alan, you probably have a better understanding of that railing than I do.
The railing at the very bottom was deteriorated, so I don't know if they can,
He's
Mike,
gonna have to prep the surface before the
well,
power.
he'll have to repair the surface.
Right,
It's
so,
deteriorated, yeah.
right, so when Kyle sees that, he may come back to us then.
Mike, can I,
Structural issue
Yeah.
in the well.
Yeah.
But he's gonna have to strip it first. And then go ahead, Brett, sorry.
yeah, sorry about that. I just wanted to add on that. Ingham's does have pictures of all the platforms, the railings, and those certain rust areas. So they are well aware of those things that are taking place on those railings. They have pictures of all that stuff, and they built this quote off of the pictures that I sent in and got to them.
Okay. So they should be pretty simple.
Good.
Okay, any other question? Thank you. All right, we have a motion and a second. All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed, none, motion carries. Okay, Mike, we're still with you.
Yeah, just the, under the manager's report, the Wabash Road update. We had talked at the last meeting, there was a couple items that were sort of hanging out there, and just wanted to let you know, we did submit down to PennDOT the official traffic study, engineering study that was prepared to change the turning off of Line Road onto Wabash as being no trucks getting away from the weight and moving to just prohibiting all trucks from turning right on the Wabash. Once PennDOT issues their authorization, we can then work with the solicitor to draft the ordinance changes and then remove the current sign, install the new signs. In regard to the section of Wabash between 272 and Reamstown Road, we had talked before about that. The concern was there's some businesses on there that are using, may have some trucks there that would then be impacted by that size restriction. But the engineer had indicated we could then just post on that sign local, so accept local deliveries, which would exempt them from that issue. I don't believe, as we talked last time, Chief, that was a big issue with trucks in that area. And I think former supervisor had mentioned part of that came with that previous bridge that was there. So really, it's a minor item there that we just get away from that weight part that really is difficult to enforce. And we just post that accept local deliveries, and that will take care of that section without impacting those businesses there, and probably not seeing much of an impact on the people using that facility. And just as an update for the people who were at the meeting, I did ask about the sign and the no truck with the box truck sign, and the engineer had advised that that is PennDOT's official sign, official approved sign for no truck. So they don't offer an alternative of a tractor trailer or anything else. So it's the R52 no truck sign, essentially looks like a box truck with a red circle and a dash going through it. So that's the sign we're going to have to use, and I guess it's universal in Pennsylvania, so it shouldn't be an issue for anyone using that. So just wanted to, that was a question that came up and wanted to follow up with that item. Any questions about that?
I have a question.
Yes, sir.
I made a smart comment.
I'm sorry, name first.
Terry Hawes.
Thank you,
I made
sir.
a smart comment the last time we were here about Wabash Road. I drove out and looked at it. You think signs are gonna do the job?
I hope so.
The other question is, this has been going on for a couple months now. If someone gets killed, someone goes around that corner and knocks that pole off, and someone gets killed, can they come back to the township?
Not if somebody hits a pole, and the pole right now is in the right of way. The pole is not owned by the township, so the township wouldn't be responsible for somebody doing that.
How long does it take for PPL to change poles?
That I don't know.
Long.
Yeah.
Long.
Okay, I'm just asking a couple of questions because it was all patched up when I was out there taking a look at it, and there's a lot of traffic. I was kind of surprised at how much traffic is coming through there.
Mhm.
So, I could.
Yeah, the other item that's pending with PP&L and which the board talked a little bit about at the last meeting is PP&L is considering moving that pole out of there and placing 3 additional poles so that they can keep their connection. One of those poles would be in the township right away, the other 2 would be in PennDOT's right away, so they'll have to get approval from both bodies to do that. So that hopefully will eliminate the pole at that corner, but then does that open up for more people to drive off of the road and to make that curve a little bit difficult?
Let me add to that, to your first question. The township was made aware of the liability hazard with that road and that corner. Township has been diligently, to the best of its ability, been acting on trying to minimize that liability within the parameters that we're allowed to operate. So in terms of can we be sued, I believe we can be sued for probably anything.
Yeah.
But I'm confident we as a municipality have been made aware of the liability. We've acted on that knowledge, and we're doing everything we can to the best of our ability as quickly as we can to minimize that.
That's fine. I'm just asking a question because I hope nothing happens, you know.
Yeah, well, yes, sir, it's a good question. It's a good question.
So, okay, thank you.
Yeah, thank you. Yes, sir.
This is Edward McElwain, this is a follow-up. Is there any way that a camera can be put in, just to monitor that? I don't know if there's any jurisdiction that we have to do that in order to drop fines or people that aren't, or trucks that aren't adhering to the road signs. I just don't know what
I'm not sure, I don't know.
Do you have
With
any?
traffic cams, you're not, we can monitor it, but to then get the picture of the driver and the crew and the license plate and that kind of thing would be very difficult, and there's certain parameters in Pennsylvania for traffic cameras that I don't think it would work off of violation and citation type of thing.
Yeah, I think the owner, the people who live in that house are very vigilant, so anything that's gone by, they're aware, and they're writing down license plates and trucks and things like that, and are willing to share it because they're seeing it firsthand compared to the rest of us.
Yeah, we can't just make it right there.
Thank you.
Yep, so that was just wanted to follow up with the discussion from last time. And the last thing that's on here is just as we're moving around here in the building, and we just moved Sharon's office from her temporary office to her new temporary, hopefully permanent office. We are waiting for the rugs to be delivered. The rugs have arrived, but the installation hopefully will be within the first 2 weeks of January. But as part of that, we did move Sharon into her new office is the old engineering mailroom sort of storage area. And as you guys are aware, looking into that office is a bunch of mailboxes that extend out into the office. So we've relocated those mailboxes in regard to some temporary ones for now, but the ones that are built into the wall, we did get a proposal from Harvey Construction to remove those and to essentially drywall and put in a small window there so it's not the mailboxes with the locks extending in. We did budget, I think, $40,000 for these, not that improvement per se, but improvements to the municipal building for this year, and that cost was $1,700. So we're looking to move ahead. It's really more of an informational line, just to kind of finish that so that when the rugs come in within the next 2 weeks, she's permanently in place and up and running, and the former tax collector's office that became the Director of Community Development's office will now go back possibly to the tax collector, and we have everybody situated, our new people. So just an update to where we are with that, that's all.
Okay.
So if you come into the building and you look where Sharon is, she's in a different place, and hopefully that'll be where she'll be for now. Okay?
Thank
That's all I have.
Okay. Chief.
Keep it short and sweet. I thank you for the reappointment that happened tonight. And information on the vehicle replacing the vehicle that was involved in the crash. The insurance company totaled that vehicle. And we are getting a new vehicle from our upfitters, which is Cops 33 down in the Easton Allentown area. Fortunately for us, the University of Penn canceled one of their vehicles, so they not only have the vehicle, but they have all the equipment. So we're looking at a March delivery date because he's sneaking us in the schedule for the upfitting. So for that one, we're looking at March. The other vehicle's probably June, if not longer. So I just wanted to keep you updated on that. We should have it back soon. And finally, the 2 new officers started today, had their first day in the books, so we're moving forward.
Great. Any questions for the chief? Okay, thank you, sir.
Can I ask the chief one? Before the meeting, I was asked about the generator with the event on Friday. And with that kicking on, like losing power, did that perform the way you guys thought it would? Did it keep everything for what you had down there up and running?
And it would be nice if we had, I don't know how this is going to be accomplished, but we have a certain number of outlets that are marked emergency outlets. Those outlets are the things that stayed on. So the server, the computer system, a number of the computers went down because they're not plugged into the emergency outlets and they're on battery backups, which don't last that long, maybe 30 minutes. Luckily, there were enough so the officers could function with no problem. So yes, the emergency lights came on, the emergency outlets worked. It was just a matter of trying to figure out which battery backups to turn off and to get everything up and running. I think it was a fuse or a transformer that blew somewhere in the area.
Yeah, it's good to hear that that's working. as you know, we had one generator fell out looking through the service downstairs. There's two large 400 amp panels there down in the service room. One feeds to another. You know, I guess Mike, one of his thought processes was to put automatic switch and the generator set up between those two switches so that everything in the building gets powered on. There's no more some outlets, some not.
That would be phenomenal.
You know, that was part of his process. He's talking about putting the proposal together. There's three other dealers within 40 minutes or so of us here that, you know, I think Mike's gonna check into as well.
Yeah, it really was a simple way of trying to address all some functions here in the building. I thought it was a really good alternative that he threw out. I have to say, I was trying to follow, you know, the whole electrical part of it. I was just, well, you can get all the outlets to work and all the lights to work, and we don't have to do this here, and that seemed to be a good, possible good solution. So I think that'll be a good benefit for us.
I think it's important to get the input from the three other companies too, just to see what the consensus is here going forward. You know, he had his ideas. They were a little different than, I guess, what Arrow had thrown out there. But let's see what three more say.
Yep.
You know, I think there's nothing wrong with looking at all the options. So, yeah, but you see that as a big plus, having everything.
Oh, it would be great, and then I
Yeah.
wouldn't get called into work, and I wouldn't get a number of calls from your in-house security, so that would be all right.
Good test run.
How fast?
Okay, Mike,
That's it. Yep.
thanks, Chief.
Yep.
Okay, Director of Community Development.
Nothing for me tonight.
Okay. And MS4.
Yes, the audio-visual system for this room, so we can hopefully get a little better quality out of the Zoom. We requested bids from 3 different companies. The specifications that we asked for was that we wanted to have a 2-camera system, one that would face the board as it does now, a second one at the front that would face the room. Those 2 images would be combined into a single one, so you have sort of a strip one above the other, so you get both at the same time. And there would be microphones at the individual stations for the people up front, and then there would be a hanging microphone out in this area to pick up sound from the crowd, and that would all be input together. So the 3 quotes that we got are quite different. The lowest and fairly basic quote is from Associated IT Services, formerly ND Technologies. They're located in Ephrata. It's a local person started the company. Someone I knew back when I was in the JCs. And their quote for this was $11,000. We have a quote from Edge Up Technologies for $34,343. And then for from Profound Technologies, there are 2 different options. One, and they give ranges because they don't have exact prices on what the equipment would be, because equipment costs have been changing rather rapidly these days. So the lower range is roughly 36,000 to 40,000, and the upper range was 71,000 to 79,000. So a rather significant range there. The $11,000 quote, which is basic, wouldn't add another monitor in here. You'd have the option, if we want to take the one that's above the board, that's a 65-inch TV there. And if you wanted both the board and the audience to be able to see it, it could be mounted in one of the side panels in here. pretty much everyone can see it, or we could add another one, and putting up a TV in here is something that the road crew can do. But it could also be part of the proposal. I checked on prices. A 4K resolution 65-inch TV now runs about $500 at Walmart. The wall mount for it is $50 or less. So that's the state of the art there. Another option would be if the board were to have either a display or a laptop, they could watch the same output that's going out over Zoom from their position without having to rotate 180 degrees to look at the screen behind them, which is be a little awkward. That's what we have at this point. If you have questions, we can proceed with it. We don't have to proceed with it. This is just open for discussion at the moment.
Yeah, I guess, Ken, one of the recurring themes I hear is people that are looking at Zoom or watching Zoom becomes a volume and a sound issue. Yeah, I've heard multiple people say that there's times where it's almost not recognizable, the sound on when you're tuning into YouTube to
right, when people are at the very back of the room and speaking softly,
right.
Very hard to hear them.
You know, is there a way to just, will microphones alone solve that problem without going to extra cameras? And, you know, ARPA money is nice, but, you know, I'd like to see more of a focus on repairing some infrastructure and other needs more so than putting a big chunk of $11,000 into, you know, making a TV studio out of this.
Right. Well, for the first part of it is I've already been through 4 different microphones.
Okay.
And a microphone or additional microphones isn't going to help because unless they're tied together electronically, you can't have 2 microphones, otherwise you get an echo.
That's some of the problem you've had, yeah.
So you need basically a kind of computer controlled microphone array that senses who's talking, turns on, or what direction the sound's coming from, turns on that one, and it's all linked in together, and so you don't get feedback out of it. So it's not just a simple microphone problem. If we just wanted to just forget the video, continue using the $35 webcam, and just get them to work on the sound, we could probably do that. So like I said, there are a lot of options here.
The issue with your microphones too is going to be the SNR, the signal to noise ratio. Every time you cascade microphones, you're just amplifying the background noise.
Right, and part of the problem is the way that Zoom handles it, and that Zoom has background noise filters, and in large part, I think the reason why we're not hearing people at the back of the room is Zoom is filtering it out, thinking it's background noise.
Correct.
And there's kind of nothing we can do about that.
That's why you see some drastic changes in those quotes, because that's actually professional grade
Correct.
production equipment that really digitally enhances those sounds and filters everything.
And what makes sense if you're doing this and, you know, Zoom, we've had the cameras in place for years, to try and do it right. You know, like I said, many people have heard about it. It's just becomes irrecognizable, and you know, I'm disappointed that it gets to be that kind of price level. But at the same time, if there's other alternatives there, you know, I'm all interested in that too. But are you thinking when you're talking about $11,000 bid, it's basically that kind of money, or it's nothing to really improve it?
Well, that's to put in a 2-camera system that we would merge together. Zoom doesn't really have a good feature for doing 2 separate bands across the screen so you can see the audience in it. I mean, the shape of the room and the shape of the monitor is just right that if you split it down the middle horizontally, that you'd be able to see both. Zoom can't quite do that. They could put two rectangles side by side, but then they'd be kind of small. So the image portion of it, we can't do without getting some more technology, basically. Do we absolutely need that? No, we could keep doing what we're doing and just get better sound, probably for a couple $1,000, I would think. But,
I think also with the video, would we have to upgrade the internet in the building for more video? We're adding cameras?
the internet has already been upgraded. We have now a fiber optic system where we have 200 megabyte
Should be good.
up and down, which is adequate. There's no issues there.
Yeah, part of what I wanted Ken to just explain was, we had gotten these complaints, and obviously it's a great thing. People can sit at home and watch and participate, but it's not a great thing if it's frustrating people and they can't hear and they can't decipher. So as he was putting together, and to his credit, a meeting with all these different people coming in, the thought was, well, let's get it out, let's talk about it, see where we are, see what direction you want to go, so that we can then sort of tailor what we have coming in to work. And if it means, moving that monitor over so it's somewhere, I think that would help everybody here in the room, including us up here. But it just seems like the sound's the big item, is the item. So really, it was just a sense to let people know, one, we are responding to their issues and looking into it and seeing where you guys wanted to go with this, as we tend to bring back some other alternatives.
Well, I say we got a room full of people here. Let's go around the room. What do you all think? Come on, everybody's got to have an opinion. All right, here we go.
Brian Wise, I'm zoomed in. I mean, I hear, sometimes I can't hear. I guess my question would be, and I think I did hear Mr. Mitchell say, is there ARPA money that we can use for this, or no?
Yes, there is. I mean, this is something that can be funded out of that. Ultimately, the board would have to decide, whether we want to use ARPA money for that or not.
I mean, again, it's the wave of the future, It's another tool in the toolbox, but, I don't like to see $30,000 thrown away for just, a little better sound or whatever. But
What about
11?
What about 11?
Voice in the crowd, what does everybody else think?
Still not going to do
It's
it.
not gonna resolve all the issues.
I'm no expert.
I thought I saw another hand in the back.
Don Miller. With those quotes, is there license fees associated with them? Licensing fees? Is this a one-time price, or is there a yearly quote, a yearly price we have to reoccur?
The higher priced ones, the $70,000 quote also included about a $4,500 a year fee for
Yeah.
keeping that going.
Yeah.
But there's no mention of that on the
And the 11,000 one was also reusing, one of the things we'd have to come back was reusing some of our existing infrastructure in the room, in the closet behind you. So before we came back with the final version, we obviously want to make sure, and Ken was following up, what's the worst case scenario? Let's say that isn't able, that's outdated, and we'd have to upgrade that, or if these jacks here will need new wiring or aren't going to work for microphones. So that's part of what we would tailor into that final proposal.
On my second piece of it, I was, at the last meeting, I wasn't here, I was on Zoom. It has improved. The sound quality has improved. So we are making strides there, but the video is the next piece of it. Like, if you want to go to the future and you want to have some video and like, when I'm zooming in and there is a presentation that's up on the computer screen on the monitor, I can't see it. Can it be displayed via Zoom onto there? If not Zoom, can Blue Jeans do it? There's so many different platforms out there.
We can work it out so it does.
Yeah.
At the moment, the screen up there is simply connected to Mike's laptop, and that's it.
Okay. The
Zoom output could be put there. If it was all linked into one system, you can switch to showing someone's screen over what would have been Zoom, so you can.
And I'll be transferring that laptop over to the Director of Community Development. We are stretching my technology here by making sure that PDF is coming
I don't want me to
up.
be the person either.
That's all I got.
Thank you. Yes.
I can just.
Alan Fry. Oh, I'm sorry.
Oh, that's
Go
okay,
ahead.
it doesn't matter. Either way.
Go ahead.
Marie Sipler, just to speak a little bit from experience with ND Technology, I know that they were offering a lot of the camera and speaking technologies for funeral services, and that is spot on what I was quoted to in the $10,000 range. Times are tough in Reedstown, I don't have it. So, but just to let you know, that quote in that $10,000 range is 10-11 is what I would predict.
Thank you.
And also, Alan Maxwell on Zoom, I believe, has a question.
Yes, I'm on Zoom right now, and I know Don said that as he had said, previous meetings have been better. Sound was better, definitely for the supervisors. It was definitely easier to hear what was being set up on the dais up there. The audience is another issue, that we're not getting a lot of the comments through unless they're sitting close to one of the microphones. That I think is something we need to really focus on if we're going to be zooming in, and want to encourage people to zoom in. They want to hear what's going on. The video themselves, it would be nice to see some of the presentations, but I think our money would be better spent, in my opinion, as a resident, on making sure that the sound is clear and concise so the residents can hear what's going on. They can refer to notes or ask questions if they need more detail. The other thing I was thinking, is it possible to maybe have somebody on an upgraded camera? Instead of having all the technology to link the laptop to the Zoom, just have somebody with an upgraded camera that can zoom into the screen and present that way through Zoom. Might be another option that would be more cost affordable. We've done that for my work, and it works pretty well.
In Zoom, it's easier just to go to showing a different screen, popping up PDF or whatever you're looking at on the screen, rather, because if you go to look at a screen with another video camera, you can get some interference from the scan lines. And it doesn't always work well.
The wavelength message. Alan, yes, sir.
A remote mic. Alan Fry, remote mic. Sorry, Dave. Could we use a remote mic for people out in the?
That's certainly a possibility. The problem with that is if you have me wanting to have a conversation with Alan at the same time, walk a microphone back and forth between them, and you have two separate microphones. You have to turn off as each one speaks. It's a lot easier if you can get an overhead microphone that'll catch everybody at the same time. That becomes kind of awkward.
Alan Maxwell again. In regard to that, I've seen other township meetings. I've looked at other townships and their Zoom meetings. They actually require anyone who makes the comment to come forward to a microphone, either a little stand or podium of some sort, so that they are visible on camera. Also, then they're speaking clearly into a mic. That's another option we could look at that might help us.
We had discussed doing that. Part of the reason why we're going this way is that maybe that there's some people that would speak from their seat that don't want to have to walk up to a podium, and for fear of public speaking reasons didn't want to do that. I don't know. It's a little more convenient for everybody. But yeah, you can, if you have a podium up there with a microphone on it and a camera, there's no problem seeing or hearing that person at that time.
Okay.
Question.
Was it?
I would
Yes,
say,
I'm sorry, name.
this is Edward McElmask, and coming from IT and having various vertical experiences in corporate, I think in this particular case, the audio is, from my point of view, like 100% critical in this, because at the end of the day, what is being said is much more important than what is being seen. And so, to Alan's point and to Don's point, it's just really important that we clean up that audio, and I'd rather see the money being dumped into that technology versus the visual.
So that's just my point of view, and I think it would pay dividends for sure.
Okay, thank you, everyone. I think what we do is table this one for now. Right? And see if Ken.
Or see,
Yes.
one option, if we wanna go in that direction, might be to talk to, the IT, the formerly Andy, company, about putting in the good sound system to use with our existing video, which would significantly reduce the price, and if we decide that isn't quite what we want, we could probably keep that same sound system and then upgrade to better video.
Yeah,
It might be a way to do it in sort of 2 stages.
we could price that option out.
What you want me to do, like, we can try that.
Yeah, if you want me to.
Something that we'd be able to merge in with the full system if we want to do that.
Yeah. Yeah, you okay with that, Lorenzo? Yeah, I think that's a good next step. Okay. Yeah, Jeff?
Okay, I will ask them about that.
Okay, thank you. The treasurer's report. We have nothing tonight.
No, we paid bills on 4 days ago, or whatever it is, 5 days ago, so, and I think
Last
that.
year, technically?
Yeah, so to finish out the 2021 bills, and then anything else, obviously we meet again in 2 weeks, or a little over 2 weeks, so we will be able to get that taken care of at that time.
Okay, any old business? No, okay. Anything new?
So I would like to make a offer to the board. I don't know where you guys sit on this. I would like to bring prayer to our meetings. Maybe at the beginning of every meeting, say a prayer, possibly invite different pastors from our community, just to come in, say a quick prayer. I doubt it'll be half hour, an hour prayer to make our meetings longer. If we have to limit it to 5 minutes, we will. But I feel like we're headed in the right direction. And I feel like involving a prayer, I think it'd be good. I don't know the wishes of the board.
Yeah, I think it's not uncommon. I guess in Denver, that's how council meetings start.
Yeah, every meeting.
Every meeting. And it's not uncommon in other places in Pennsylvania, is it?
No, I mean, I've seen it both ways, but, generally a lot of times it's inviting, particularly when you have multiple churches and different denominations in your community, an opportunity for them to come and present that, and also get a chance to maybe bring other people who may not have come out to a meeting to sit in on a meeting, and it encourages hopefully community. And yeah, it's up to you guys however you want to. We've never had an issue with it in Denver, and we don't get the turnout though that we get here as much. It's a smaller community, but never been an issue. So.
Yeah, I would. Sounds like a good idea to me. My one and only concern, what would the solicitor say? I think should be contacted on it, but more than that, I think it's a good idea.
I think it's a good idea. I'm with Jeff on that one. I'm not sure what the
ramifications.
Yeah, I'm not sure what the legal ramifications are at a state level or even a federal level. I just don't know.
Maybe just a brief bit of research.
Yeah, I'll follow up with
some research on it. Yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah. I'm good.
No, thank you. Thank you.
Okay, public comment, non-agenda items. Okay. Seeing none.
I do have a quick question.
I'm sorry.
you guys, Alan Maxwell. Alan Maxwell, you all touched briefly on the generator, and Mr. Mitchell had talked about getting some quotes. We've been talking about this for a little while now. Are we any closer to actually getting quotes from those other vendors, or what's the status of that? Where are we looking at for that? This past weekend, I guess, was the power loss kind of made that more pronounced that we need to do something. And we've been talking about it for a while now, and I'm just curious where we were at on that.
Yeah, we did meet with one company already, and we did obtain from that company 2 quotes for 2 different options. And as we mentioned, it was when we kind of took a tour of the facility and the building, and there was a different idea that had come up. The goal was to try and share with them the study from the engineer to determine size and capacity and use, and then also get a chance to see some of the practical recommendations they would have as to how that may fit. I think the goal will be to try and maybe meet with a couple of the other local ones within the next couple weeks to sort of see what may be the best fit for the township, and then finalize those comparable numbers at that point.
Is it possible, you think, Mike, to have something by the next township meeting from them?
I think a lot of that's going to depend on how quickly we can get them in and how quickly they can turn it around. I mean, the goal is to move ahead because we know what we're dealing with in regard to a delay and a time before it to come in. But really, I think even just the fact that when we sat down and met with the first person, some of the different ideas when they actually looked at that system and some of the opportunities it offered to the township was really ideal. And the goal would be to make sure we incorporate what's going to be best for us in doing that. So we'll push it. They turned that around relatively quickly between Christmas and New Year's, which was positive. But it's going to depend on how well I can get the other ones in to come in and take a tour and give us an idea.
Good deal, thank you. And I just had one other question, and I see Chief Kepley's not there.
Alan, just a minute, please. One of the other things that was made noted by this vendor was reduced for this for a generator. I think Arrow had talked 50-some weeks.
56, I think it was.
And this gentleman was in the 30s.
Mm-hmm.
So and he said that would even be a long period of time. They're coming in quicker than that. So, no matter what happens, it isn't going to be quick, sir, but I think there's a good shot we can get this year.
Yeah. Again, so you get it in this year, I think right now with the supply chain, that's a pretty good target.
Yeah. So anyway, that's a little more information on it.
Thank you, appreciate that. I see Chief Kepley's not there. I had a question in regards to the explosion that was heard by a lot of people in the area 3 days ago. Did we ever find out what that was or what caused it?
No, we did not.
Did you hear that? The chief said no, we did not.
Okay, it is concerning when you hear explosions like that in the middle of the afternoon and no one knows what it is. But I was just curious if we found anything out. Thank you.
There has been in the past some different places that are hard to get to where individuals have set off sticks of dynamite by launching them into the air. So I'm not saying that's what it was, but these things happen.
Thank you. Okay, next supervisors meeting will be held on Monday, January 20th at 7 p.m. It'll be in person and of course live via Zoom. It will be here in the East Cocalico Township Municipal Building. Okay.
Yes, Thursday.
Thursday.
Yeah, Monday
Yes.
is Thursday.
I'm sorry, Thursday. My apologies. Thank you. Thank you. Thursday, January 20th. Thank you. Good catch. Okay, executive session, do we have a need for that, or are we doing?
Well, Solicitor's not here yet, but we can close the meeting, and then when it gets here, then we can go to executive session.
All right. So do I have a motion to adjourn?
I'll second that.
No, I can make the motion.
I make a motion to adjourn the meeting.
I will second that. All in favor? Opposed, none, motion carries. Good job.